The radical left maybe actually deserves a big thank you, though, because even in the most trying times, they never fail to think of things that can bring everyone together in mockery of them. Take a look at this commentary video from Steve Inman.
Monument here, thinking it's going to make him some kind of social justice hero warrior online, and karma is served instantly like a cup of noodles and a side of stovetop stuffing. Let's take a quick look at the replay. Andy Tifa once again virtue signaling for all his friends to see on social media. So stunning and so brave. But the problem Andy Tifa faces here is that he drinks too much soy milk, doesn't have enough calcium in his bones, and that's why he's laying there and won't get up, and Karen, his mom, will have to pick him up in the morning. That means no video games, no Hot Pockets for an entire month. Good job, dude.
With me now to put a face to that voice is Steve Inman from Non-Essential Commentary. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you for having me. It's amazing that anybody would want me on their show. So thank you. I'm so honored.
I honestly do love your commentary, the style you bring to your videos. So first, I want you to explain your professional background and how you find yourself now narrating the many misadventures of Antifa rioters, or Andy Tifa rioters is what you call them.
Yeah, Andy and Brandy Tifa, it's whatever you want to call them, really. It's just something to, when you're trying to describe a video, you need to call somebody something. You can't say, hey, that dude or that. So it's like Andy, Brandy, Tifa, whatever. But my background basically was radio. I was in radio for about 10 years in SoCal. Unfortunately, I was in that territory. And then I got into MMA. I was commentating there for about 15 years as a video editor. Still edit video for them, so I'm still working, but just not doing live events at the moment. And so when the only thing that came to mind is like the only thing that would stop us or our organization is the end of the world. And here we are. It's like, what? How is this happening? So I was like, I need to commentate something. I started commentating insects, and then the riots started happening. And I was like, well, let's commentate these idiots because they're destroying our city and everybody's frustrated. And it's really sad, but I know we'll talk about that here in a few. So that's basically my background. And I got bored and said, hey, I'm going to make the best out of quarantine and make some lemonade, I guess, out of these nasty lemons.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. So given your background and your experience, the word brave now kind of seems to be overused in the media. Everyone is brave, but what you're doing actually does carry with it some, some risks to it, especially given your background. Do you fear being ostracized almost from the media entertainment community?
You know what's funny is I've been canceled for the last 15 years. I don't know, as an MMA commentator, I've worked at one of the biggest organizations in the world and people still didn't recognize me. So I've been canceled. I've been, been off the radar. I'm not owned by some corporate company or anything like that. I have people that are actually sponsoring me now, and that's the way it should be. It's like when the community sponsors you, you're held accountable. And you're not held accountable by corporate sponsors that are going to tell you, hey, you can't do this and you can't do that. I don't want to live that life anymore. I've been in radio where you can't even talk about your politics. You can't even talk about any views, and that's respectable. But when you're held down and you're closed down for so long and just being a commentator, I mean, I went to school for journalism, so it's something that I like to do. I still like to put pieces of video together. I like to put a story together. But in this case, it's just, commentating reality now. And it kind of just is like this weird hybrid machine.